What's up, football fans? I'm Sam from STB Sports, and I'm here with Max and our host, Andrew. And today we're going to be showing our picks for the NFL awards. Andrew, would you like to take it away?
Yep, let's get started. So basically, for each NFL award, we chose who we think should be the two front runners for the award. So let's get into it. So first, we have the most important one, probably the NFL Most Valuable Player.
All right. So first of all, let's just go over who we've got. We've got Patrick Mahomes, who probably everybody expected, and we've also got Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and Max, I feel like it's kind of obvious at this point in the season. My pick is 100% Patrick Mahomes. He has played stellar throughout the whole entire season. Russell Wilson was definitely the front runner through the first 6 or 7 games of the season, but I feel like the last few weeks, Patrick Mahomes has definitely taken the lead.
Yeah, I'm with you there for sure. I think Russell Wilson, he really fell off there for a little bit in the middle. He's getting better again. He's playing really well again. But yeah, I'm with you. I think Patrick Mahomes, he's only thrown 2 picks all year. So that's
Compared to
definitely
Russell's 10.
the best. So yeah, I think he's definitely going to be the MVP this year.
Yeah, and for Russell, I guess the case for him is that he has to carry an absolutely terrible defense, and Mahomes doesn't. But I feel like Mahomes' impact on that team is just incredible.
For sure, for sure.
All right.
So I'd like to ask you guys a question. So when people are talking about the MVP, almost always they're talking about a quarterback. So if you guys had to choose a player that wasn't a quarterback, who do you think you'd choose?
Well, personally, I'd definitely pick Derrick Henry for the Titans. He leads the league in rushing, I do believe, and every time you see him play, he's running the ball for so many yards. He's just such a big part of that offense. So I'd definitely say Derrick Henry is the MVP, if not a quarterback. I also think what's interesting about Henry is even when they don't give him the ball, his presence forces teams to defend the run so much that it opens up areas and other spots in that Titans offense.
I totally agree with you, Max. I feel like the two frontrunners, if the MVP was not a quarterback, would be Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook. I would choose, obviously, Henry over Dalvin Cook just because, like you said, no matter where he is on the field, what he is doing, he is always going to draw so much attention for the defense. And he is the reason why the Titans passing game is so good. It opens up so many options for Tannehill because the defense is so keyed in on Henry.
Yeah, gotcha.
For sure.
All right. So next up, we have the NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
All right. So go ahead, Sam.
So we have Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald as our front runners. So throughout the first 7-8 weeks of the season, I would definitely have chosen Myles Garrett. He has just been an absolute freak, drawing so much attention from the defense. Though he got COVID a couple weeks ago, and that has really hurt his stock for the Defensive Player of the Year, which is why I'm going to have to pick Aaron Donald at this moment right now. He's just played more games. He's giving more opportunities for tackles, sacks, forced fumbles. At this point, it's just he has been healthier throughout the course of this season, which Garrett hasn't been because of the COVID issue. But right now I'm taking Aaron Donald. Max?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, obviously Aaron Donald leads the league with 10 sacks, which is more than Myles Garrett by, I think, 1.5. They both Garrett and Donald lead the league in forced fumbles with 4 apiece. So both these guys are playing basically the same caliber of defense for their teams. I would just say that because Aaron Donald has made it onto the field for the past 2 weeks, I think he probably gets the edge here. But Myles Garrett has been an absolute force when he's on the field.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. 2 great players. All right. So next we have the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year.
All right. So here we have Justin Herbert and Justin Jefferson. So before last week, we would have had Joe Burrow in there. Sorry about your Bengals, Max. It's very disappointing. His injury was absolutely terrible. Before that, I would have definitely had Justin Herbert losing to Joe Burrow as the Rookie of the Year. But now with Burrow out, Justin Jefferson slips into the place for second place, and I'm going to have to take Justin Herbert. He has played stellar for the Chargers this year.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you. I think Justin Herbert, like, no question is going to get it, both because he's been so good, and also, these types of big awards almost always go to quarterbacks. So I think you're definitely going to see that award go to Justin Herbert. Just some interesting statistics on Herbert. He's going to almost certainly break the rookie passing record for yards, passing completions, and passing touchdowns. So he's almost definitely going to be the Rookie of the Year this year.
Yeah, for sure. And his touchdown to interception ratio is amazing. I believe it's 3.33, which is just absolutely crazy considering how much the Chargers throw the ball. It's very accurate.
It's also noteworthy that Justin Herbert didn't even start the season. Tyrod Taylor was the starter for the first game, so it's pretty interesting that Justin Herbert has done all that with one less game played than everybody else. So,
and this is not to say that Justin Jefferson is not as good as Justin Herbert. They can play completely different positions, and obviously mostly the NFL favors quarterbacks over wide receivers or other skill positions. Justin Jefferson has played amazing. He averages 18 yards per catch, which is amazing, which is fourth in the NFL right now. And he's on pace for the third most receiving yards for a rookie receiver ever, which is absolutely crazy to say that he's going to be second, but Justin Herbert has just been even better.
Yeah, I think Justin Herbert has definitely broken a lot of expectations. So next up, we have the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year.
All right. So for this award, we've got two young players. We've got Chase Young from Ohio State, and then we've also got Patrick Queen. Personally, I think that Chase Young is probably going to get this award out of these two guys. I personally think he's made probably a bigger impact. I mean, he's basically led that pretty good Washington pass rush. So I think I got to give this one to Chase Young.
I agree. Chase Young has 4.5 sacks on the season. He's just been the leader of that Washington front line all season. He's playing amazing. I honestly, in my opinion, I would probably take Antoine Winfield over Patrick Queen as the second place in Defensive Rookie of the Year. I just think he's been a little bit better, made a little bit more impact on his team. But Chase Young is definitely number one.
All righty. So next up is the NFL Coach of the Year.
Yeah, so for this award, we have two AFC coaches. First off, we got Brian Flores of the Miami Dolphins, and second, we have Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And both these guys, I think, could really go either way here, in my opinion. Obviously, Mike Tomlin is undefeated, so that's definitely a pretty big step towards winning that Coach of the Year award. And also, on Brian Flores' side, I think you really just got to look at how he's been rebuilding the Dolphins. I mean, they're going to be relevant this year in the playoffs for the first time in a pretty long time. So that's definitely a big step for the Dolphins. And that's why I think Brian Flores should get this award.
I agree with you. Brian Flores has been amazing, has done an amazing job on these Dolphins, especially their defense. Their defense is top 7, top 8 in the NFL this year, just overall. He's been doing such a good job, especially developing young Tua. He had to bench him the other game just because he wasn't meeting expectations, and the Dolphins are trying to make a playoff push this year. So we went back to Fitzpatrick, but he's done such a good job with that Dolphins young core. Although I think Brian Flores deserves to win it, I believe Mike Tomlin is going to end up getting this award just because how dominant the Steelers have been this year. They're 10-0, and I just think the NFL obviously is going to favor their record a little bit more than the Dolphins.
Yep, I agree. I do think with Flores, something you definitely have to note is that he has a lot less super top tier players on his team than Tomlin does.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still leading those Dolphins to a very respectable record this year. So
yeah, he's doing more with less.
Yep. So next we have the NFL Comeback Player of the Year.
All right. So these two picks are probably pretty obvious, especially this first one. We got Alex Smith is almost certainly going to be the comeback player of the year this year. He's definitely my comeback player of the year. He's coming back from that gruesome leg injury. I mean, if you've ever done any research into that, he almost lost his leg to that injury. It got infected. He had so many surgeries. It's really phenomenal, the fact that he is playing football again. So I definitely put him at the front of the race for this award. However, Big Ben Roethlisberger is also in the conversation. His team is 10-0, and last year he was out for the whole year with an elbow injury. So you definitely have to give him some respect where respect is due.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Max. Alex Smith is 100% the front runner for this award. Big Ben has obviously been better statistically overall, has helped his team a little bit more this season, but just because of what Alex Smith has went through in the past 2 seasons, almost dying from that leg injury and surgery due to infection, it has just been absolutely crazy journey for him to get back to where he is today, to be starting again for an NFL team. Hats off to him for his comeback and his return. But yes, Alex Smith is definitely my pick for the award. And if you want to learn a little bit more about that, go check out Project 11. It's an ESPN documentary. It's very good. It talks about his story and what he went through.
It is a really good documentary. It's a good one.
All right. So that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We have 2 more videos coming out for you guys this week. We have our Fantasy Football Award Show coming out on Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time p.m., as well as our STB Sports Special Awards Show coming out on Thursday at 5 o'clock p.m. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Bye, guys.